Welcome to my session, Your Multi-Cloud Strategy and Oracle Database Cloud Services. My name is Tammy Bednar. I'm a Senior Director of Product Management focusing on Exadata Cloud@Customer, Exadata Cloud Service, and Database Cloud Services, BMVM. The goal of this session is to guide you through the journey of the Database Cloud Services in your migration and multi-cloud strategy. A multi-cloud strategy gives companies the freedom to use the best possible cloud for each workload in order to innovate, as well as taking advantage of the different cloud provider economics. In fact, according to a report from Gartner last year, 81% of organizations are working with 2 or more public cloud providers already. Over the next few minutes, let's take a look at some of the factors that drive a multi-cloud strategy. Applications have rapidly evolved, and they demand a different architecture to provide organizations agility in today's world. Applications nowadays look very different from the monolithic 3-tier web architecture of the last decades, which were typically designed to handle multiple related tasks and are complex applications that encompass several tightly coupled functions. Apps are becoming more complex, and their components have evolved, and they span different types of infrastructure. Historically, we would build infrastructure for specific geographic regions or projects. In these times, the app moved out across different parts of the infrastructure, and by virtue, these apps are distributed systems. We can no longer take the siloed approach of separate entities. Just as we don't migrate the infrastructure to cloud, it is the app we migrate to the cloud, and the infrastructure goes with it. The result is the evolution of more diverse tech stacks. For example, cloud-native microservices and serverless. Organizations need to absolutely have full confidence in their data management solutions at the back end to efficiently move to the applications to the cloud or implement a hybrid or multi-cloud architecture. So what happens when an organization needs to move enterprise applications from on-premise data centers to the cloud or implement a hybrid strategy? What if organizations have already chosen a strategic cloud provider, yet have mission-critical Oracle databases, including Oracle Engineered Systems, on-premise? This results in a mix of diverse technology stacks, which make it difficult to move the on-premise workloads to a single cloud provider. Stalled strategies are a consequence of workloads stuck on-premise with no path forward to migrate to cloud, and so are unable to receive the benefits of modernization, innovation, and economic benefits that cloud offers. And while enterprises are making significant cloud investments, the reality is that less than 20% of existing mission-critical enterprise applications have already been migrated to the cloud. But this is changing with extreme pace. Currently, almost 70% of enterprises are already moving or planning to move their on-prem enterprise workloads to the cloud. Let's take a look at the solution enterprises are turning to, which is a multi-cloud strategy, the new normal. With a typical multi-cloud architecture utilizing 2 or more public clouds or private clouds, a multi-cloud environment aims to eliminate the reliance on any single cloud provider. It is a recognition of the fact that in the majority of cases, not one cloud provider can be everything to one organization. A multi-cloud strategy not only provides more flexibility for which cloud services an enterprise chooses to use, it also reduces dependence on a single cloud hosting provider. Reducing risk and increasing redundancy happens when an application is deployed across 2 or more different cloud providers, spreading the risk and having more redundancy across multiple clouds. Reduced vendor lock-in occurs when an organization is not invested in only one service provider. When developing an application, developers may find that some services are only available from a specific cloud provider. We call this best-of-breed innovation. For example, on Oracle, like RAC, Autonomous Database, or Exadata Cloud Service on OCI. Oracle offers a range of Oracle Database Cloud services. Database Cloud Service is built on standard compute and storage options, offers both Oracle Database Standard and Enterprise Edition, and is used typically for workloads with smaller CPU and storage requirements. Exadata Cloud Service is built on the Exadata platform and as a result, offer the highest performance, scale, and availability along with all the database options and functionality of the Oracle Database Enterprise Edition. The automation features of Autonomous Database leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to provision, scale, tune, secure, and optimize and protect your data. The research firm IDC calculated a short 5-month, 400% return on investment attributed to the advantages of automation that lower operational and infrastructure costs. Turning to the Oracle install base, 88% of Fortune Global 100 run Exadata and 44% run Exadata Cloud because it provides the best platform for OLTP workloads and using the same data for analytics with in-memory columnar features. With Oracle's Database Cloud Services, Exadata Cloud Service, and Autonomous Database, provide the opportunity to reduce manual tasks and provide you more time to innovate. Application downtime costs you money, and there's no such thing as planned downtime. Oracle uses Real Application Cluster Databases, or RAC, and DataGuard to provide the highest availability for your database and application uptime. A converged database is a database that has native support for all modern data types and the latest development paradigms built into a single product. It allows each application service to be modularized or containerized with its own independent data store or database container. A converged database supports any workload, such as high-performance transactions, data warehousing, analytics, machine learning, IoT, streaming, and multi-tenant. Deep optimizations deliver exceptional price performance across all workloads. So why run the Oracle database on Oracle Cloud? Because Oracle offers differentiated database services, and only Oracle Cloud offers Exadata, which is the best database platform. Database services in OCI offer simpler deployments, not only by offering a converged database that reduces fragmentation and supports all data types and workloads, but by also offering management automation. And why would you want to fragment your data in several locations? By running your databases in OCI, it is easier to secure your data by managing it on the same stack instead of splitting it up on different resources with different security solutions. Also, Real Application Clusters ensures HA and scalability and is only available in OCI Cloud. Finally, Exadata offers superior architecture scale and unique software optimization for greater performance. It improves resource utilization and serves as a great consolidation platform, which results in lower cost. Exadata is available with Exadata Cloud Service and is the platform that serves as the foundation for Autonomous Database, which lowers TCO even more. To implement best of breed and keep the Oracle data management stack, you can employ Oracle Fast Connect partners, which enable Oracle customers to connect to multiple clouds. In fact, this is how multi-cloud connectivity is established. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure has over 50 Fast Connect partners that provide support across OCI regions globally. It is possible to achieve port speeds of 1, 10, or 100 gigabytes per second increments. There are some technology considerations when connecting multiple clouds via connectivity providers, and this includes the distance between cloud provider data centers as an important factor for performance in terms of latency. Network provider coverage of the public cloud regions, reliability by architecting redundant circuits, security posturing with third-party connectivity provider solutions that are not open to security breaches exposed over the internet. Reduce costs by taking advantage of multiple cloud providers' economics. And finally, deployment time can add up when connecting multiple clouds to ensure the network bandwidth is available to support workload fluctuations. And the good news is that some connectivity providers have pay-per-use bandwidth, which can be instantly spun up as and when required. In addition to the Oracle Database Cloud Services, Oracle has complete support for hybrid and multi-cloud strategies. As of June 2021, Oracle has 30 public regions and growing. Our architecture allows us to automate the process of building new regions, providing globally consistent scale and services and regional disaster recovery capabilities. This allows us to offer an industry first, a dedicated cloud region installed and operated in a customer data center to satisfy requirements for data sovereignty or low latency. A dedicated region has the full power of our public cloud regions and is installed, operated, and upgraded by Oracle Cloud, just as we do in our public regions. We've automated the process of building and deploying complete native support for the VMware in the cloud with full fidelity to on-premise environments. With Oracle Cloud VMware Solution, a VMware software-defined data center is provided in OCI, enabling customers to immediately lift and shift on-premise workloads without refactoring the application. With Exadata Cloud at Customer, Oracle offers our high-performance Exadata and autonomous database solutions on customer premises while delivered as a service. Oracle installs and manages the infrastructure and services just as we do within our public regions. Our roving edge infrastructure enables high-performance, low-latency data processing outside the data center, even in disconnected and harsh environments. The Interconnect was formed as a partnership between Oracle and Microsoft to provide fast and simple connectivity. Let's explore the partnership and the interoperability technology behind Azure and Oracle Cloud infrastructure that provides the performance, reliability, security, cost, and fast deployment for a multi-cloud strategy. In June 2019, Microsoft and Oracle announced a cloud interoperability partnership enabling customers to migrate and run mission-critical enterprise workloads across Microsoft Azure and Oracle Cloud. We make connectivity easier for customers via seamless interoperability by having a close proximity between the Azure and OCI data centers to implement Fast Connect and Express Route direct connection with a sub-2 millisecond latency and no intermediate service provider required. Unified identity and access management via single sign-on with automated user provisioning to easily manage resources across clouds. Collaborative support of workloads across clouds, for example, applications on Azure with Oracle Database Cloud Services. There are 8 available interconnect locations across the globe today. They're located in Ashburn, San Jose, Benito, Toronto, London, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, and Tokyo. Coming soon will be government, Asian, and European regions. Oracle Cloud is available globally from 30 cloud regions, and Oracle is rapidly building more new regions. Here are the most common interconnect use cases. Taking a look at the use case on the left, This is a full stack Oracle or custom application on Oracle Database on OCI and full stack apps on Azure that interoperate and share data. The benefit is that it maintains high performance connectivity between dependent applications in the cloud with no re-architecture. The use case on the right is the split stack, custom application on Azure with the Oracle Database on OCI. The benefit is that it achieves optimal performance, innovation, and commercials by running application and database components in the best suitable environment. For the split stack architecture, some examples of the Azure and OCI services include custom.NET application on Azure using Oracle Database with RAC on OCI, Power BI in Azure connecting to the Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse. But for this to work, the key is the interconnect. Let's take a look at the interconnect implementation. The interconnect provides complete redundancy with a 100 gigabyte per second bandwidth between the two clouds via border gateway dynamic routing established for the VNet in Azure and VCN in OCI. Since it is a private connection, it increases security, performance, and reliability as there is no need to traverse the public internet. But more importantly, latency on average is a sub 2 millisecond round trip time between the two clouds. The OCI Fast Connect and the Azure Express Route is how the connectivity is established. Azure Express Route is a service that enables you to create private connections between Azure data centers and infrastructure that's on your premise or in a co-location environment. Fast Connect is the OCI equivalent of Azure Express Route. It offers a more reliable and consistent networking experience when compared to internet-based connections. OCI Fast Connect service has a 99.9% SLA guarantee. Let's take a look at how easy it is to configure the interconnect between Azure and OCI. In the Azure portal, you'll create a virtual network, create subnets as needed for your VMs, create an express route in the available regions, record the service key, and then create a virtual network gateway. In the OCI console, you'll create a VCN and subnets as needed for your VMs. Create Fast Connect, link the virtual gateway to ExpressRoute by creating a connection. For complete details on configuring the interconnect, take a look at this Oracle A-Team blog. Now we are ready to connect to the database. 6 easy steps to connect an application from Azure to Autonomous Database shared. Create a separate subnet for Autonomous Database. As a best practice, create a separate subnet dedicated for Autonomous Database on the VCN. Choose the private subnet for Autonomous Database private endpoint. Create a network security group. A network security group consists of a set of VNICs and security rules. For example, you create a network security group for all the instances in the VCN that have the same security posture. A network security group is required to control the network traffic from the Azure application server or any other application that runs natively on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and connects to an Autonomous Database. Create your Autonomous Database. Download the Database Connection Wallet to obtain the database connection credentials. Configure the application with the Autonomous Database Connect string. Access the application. For complete details on this implementation, take a look at the blog. Again, 6 easy steps to configure the Azure application to connect to the Exadata Cloud Service in OCI. We will configure an Azure private DNS and add an A record for Exadata Cloud using ScanIP. Here are the steps. Log into the OCI console and note the ScanIP of Exadata Cloud. Configure a private DNS zone on Azure. You can either create a private DNS zone or use an existing DNS zone on Azure. Attach the Azure VNet to the private DNS zone. Add the record set using Exadata Scan IPs and define the custom fully qualified domain name for Exadata Cloud and verify. Configure an OCI security list for the Exadata Cloud VCN subnet. Allow ingress TCP port access for port numbers 1521 and 6200 to allow Net8 and ONS network traffic from Azure into OCI. SSH to the Exadata Cloud VM and capture the pluggable database name. As a best practice, you can run the LSNR CTL status command in the CLI to ensure that the PDB service is registered with the scan listener. Configure the application server connectivity to your Exadata pluggable database. Depending on application design, you can choose among different types of database connectivity identifiers to allow your Azure-based application to access an Exadata-based RAC database. Run your application. You can view the details of the configuration at the blog listed here. So how much is this going to cost me? Pricing for the OCI Fast Connect and Azure Express Route port charges can be found at the respective links. To find out more about Azure Express Route pricing SKUs, reach out to your Azure representative. An important note to mention is that there are no inbound or outbound data transfer charges for OCI. Oracle charges only for Fast Connect port hours consumed and not data transfer. Let's take a look at a couple of customers that have implemented the Azure Interconnect solution with Oracle OCI databases. Mestec is the world's first cloud-based SaaS manufacturing solution provider in the UK. They deliver manufacturing execution system and advanced planning and scheduling software to manufacturers looking to improve critical aspects of the manufacturing lifecycle. Mestec eliminates manual data collection and paper-based operations. Their customers can rapidly deploy a diverse set of manufacturing environments with no customization and typically no upfront cost. As a SaaS-based cloud solution for manufacturers, Mestec requires database resources that can scale instantly to meet 24/7, 365 days a year. Mestec selected a multi-cloud strategy to optimize the overall IT expenditure and distribute applications between two cloud service providers to offer higher availability and resiliency to their manufacturing customers. By selecting a split stack architecture solution, they use the best of breed technology comprising of Oracle Autonomous Transaction Processing and Autonomous Data Guard, with the application running in an Azure web app. This resulted in a substantial decrease in database management overhead, increased application performance because of the interconnect low latency, greater than 50% labor productivity, 20% lower inventory costs, and happy customers. ISV Soho Media Solutions has been a partner of Oracle for more than 2 decades. Headquartered in Luxembourg, their solution, In-Game Ad, is a market leader in real-time sports data publishing. Together with their ISV startup solution, it helps partners monetize their platforms, engage their users, and save valuable resources. The heart of their business is proprietary software enabling data collection from various providers, ingested into a common database, and exported for print production and digital publishing platforms. Soho selected a split-stack multi-cloud strategy for best of breed by combining the wide technology choice both vendors bring to implement a highly performant, fully secure, agile, and redundant .NET solution. It uses the Oracle Maximum Availability Architecture RAC database backend on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure with DataSafe to meet GDPR compliance. They use Azure Front Door and a Kubernetes cluster. Since migrating to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, Soho Media Global Platform has realized 100% uptime plus 80% lower maintenance costs. They've achieved 1 millisecond latency round trip times, happy customers with 30% more margin for each customer. Multi-cloud is the new normal. Oracle is forging partnerships to simplify cloud migrations, successful application implementations, and foster innovation. The interconnect makes multi-cloud easy to implement, unified identity and access management, and jointly tested and validated deployment blueprints. Multi-cloud provides best-of-breed technologies while keeping costs down. The OCI Fast Connect eliminates network ingress and egress data transfer fees. Deterministic, in other words, consistent performance is critical to enterprise applications. With the interconnect connectivity between Azure and the Oracle database on OCI is as good as local access. We see sub 2 millisecond latency throughout the available regions. The future of cloud is open. It's not locked in. Check out the Oracle Cloud free tier. You can deploy always free database services that you can use for an unlimited time. With a 30-day free trial, use free credits for additional services. For more information, check out the link on the slide. Thank you for joining me today.